To grill inside. That's right. I don't care what the weather is like outside. I am ready to grill inside, and I'm ready to grill right here and right now. And all I need is a fire. And then the party poopers at Charter Channel 3 tell me I can't set anything on fire inside the studio. Bruce, I'm sorry. I know you must be very disappointed.
That's okay.
I'm wearing all the stuff though, so I appreciate you bringing that by. Now what is this? Now, if I was inside my home and I need a fireplace. Mm-hmm. And then I take this and put this in the fireplace. What do I do?
Yeah, you'd build a fire, get the fire and the fireplace nice and hot, and then you shove this in, and with the coals, the hot embers that have resulted from the fire, you can use it like a regular outdoor grill.
So I don't have a roaring fire when I'm putting this on.
No, that's a good point. You want to make sure the fire's burnt down so you don't have the flames, just like in a regular grill.
Now this is very cool. Now this is your business.
Yes.
You are a master griller.
Well, I've cooked a lot in my time.
Okay,
yeah.
But I mean, when you were a kid, I mean, did your parents always have? Did you take over for Dad outside?
My dad loved to grill, and I did a lot when I was a kid, as much as he'd let me. And when I got older, I was still fascinated by cooking, and I ended up opening a few restaurants. And after I finished with that, I got into this business, and it's a continuation.
All right, and the grilling business. So when the tailgating and everything, you said, hey, just because it starts to get cold outside doesn't mean that you can't have some good grilled food inside.
Right. Well, the business started from a fireplace rotisserie. I noticed that in a book that my wife had given me for my birthday, and I was fascinated by the product, and I found a factory in Italy that was manufacturing them, and I imported them. And I found that people were actually more interested in grilling than cooking on a rotisserie in their fireplace, and that's how the business got started. And from there it became a full-blown cooking store for men, and that's what it is today.
And where is that now?
It's in Shrewsbury.
In Shrewsbury, on Route 9. All right. Spitjack.
Spitjack is the name of it.
And it's a terrific website, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I know that we have that up underneath you right now. That's interesting to me that more people would be interested in the grilling. I mean, is that a uniquely American thing than in the rotisserie? Because you would think that I've got the fire, and if you can provide the tools, and I can put that chicken or whatever it is in there, and just that would be the thing to do. But people want the grill.
Personally, I like the rotisserie better. It's a lot easier, but people are used to grilling over direct fire, and so they prefer the grill. They're more familiar with it.
All right. Now, grill anything? I mean, what's the best thing to grill inside?
Well, you don't want to grill something too greasy, like a chicken or a greasy hamburger or even fatty steaks. I like to grill more lean cuts, vegetables, and my favorite actually is grilling bread. You can just wipe some garlic butter on some bread, and in about 5 seconds you have this beautiful charred grilled bread that you can serve with your food.
All right, very cool. Now tell me a little bit more about Spitjack, because I went to the website, and there's a whole lot more than just being able to grill inside during the winter months. You're really involved in all aspects of cooking outdoors.
Right. Well, I said we started with fireplace cooking, and in my first year of business, it wasn't supposed to be a full-blown business for me. But April came around, and people stopped using their fireplaces, and I needed some more products to sell. So I let the internet tell me what people were interested in, and they seemed to be interested in barbecue equipment, barbecue tools, anything. And mostly they were interested in cooking large hogs. Pigs.
Pig roast.
Right,
pig roast. Very popular all around the country. They just had one at, they just had one in Worcester not that long ago at the dive bar. They had a pig roast.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in fact, I helped him do that. I gave him the charcoal for that.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. But it seems like that was very popular, and I expanded my business to include a summer line of products, which were more grills and rotisseries and other tools you need for cooking outdoors.
Now, is this a real kind of manly thing I mean, are most of your customers men, or do a lot of women come in and want to do the grilling?
Well,
and the pig roast.
Spitjack is billed as a cooking store for men. And my philosophy about this is that in about the 70s, women decided they wanted to create a more equal opportunity household task situation. So the men were actually forced to cook. A lot of women decided they didn't want to cook anymore, and
so the men decided we're going to go outside and do the pig roast.
Well, even outside, they had to cook inside too. The women were working late. The women had jobs. Yeah. And so men by default had to cook more. Also, it took the social stigma off men cooking. Now men could cook if they wanted to, and there wasn't anything bad associated with it. They weren't loafing, they weren't freeloading, they weren't. And so, because of that, a lot more men are cooking. And yet they don't have a real way to express themselves, because most of the cooking stores and most of the cooking magazines and everything else were made for women. So I decided to create something for men. And my idea is, if men were going to express themselves as cooks, how would they do it, and what do they need to do it with? And that's where I come in. I give them tools that are sharper and more powerful and heavier, things that guys
that's really
like.
what we want. We want something heavy, and we want something sharp. Something that could really hurt us if we do something something wrong.
That's right.
Also, though, I mean, grilling has really become this art over, like, I mean, how long has it been? Over the last 10 or 15 years. I'm going to say over the last 10 years, it's really changed to, it's easy, let's go outside, here are the kids, and let's throw some burgers and some hot dogs on, to we're going to do all kinds of crazy stuff on the grill.
Right, but that's to my point, that men now want to cook and they want to express themselves more and do more interesting things than just slap a steak on the backyard grill. And that's what I'm trying to provide them with, these ideas, these tools. We have lots of books and other equipment that they might not have thought of, and that also give them a way to express themselves not just as cooks, but as men.
And this real one-stop shopping, it's a real manly thing to be able to do, to get out there and grill and to be able to make it happen. And now you just said how you helped at the dive bar kind of set up this pig roast.
Right.
Now, are you involved in a lot of that out in the community? I mean, are you sort of the go-to guy for these events?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned the dive bar, because Alec, the owner of the dive bar and the Ormsby Abbey, came in and introduced himself and told me he had a farm-to-table restaurant in Worcester. And I said, I have to see this. So I went right down, and it just blew me away. I mean, he had this great cheese plate and these fantastic beers, and it brought back my ideas of doing more local food, which is what my restaurants were concerned with back in Boston. So it's renewed my interest, and I bought an apple press, which I have now, to encourage people to make apple cider, even hard cider, if they want to.
Sure.
And I became more connected with the community that way. Alec needed some charcoal for his pig roast, and I provided that. There are some other tools that I'm thinking of offering local chefs to try to bring them into the store too, and create a community within Worcester of chefs that are
where everybody stops by, so everybody's going to be stopped by Spitjack. It's kind of like the Cheers of the grilling community.
That's what I'd like to see, yeah.
Very cool. What do we see when we walk inside of your store?
Well, you see a number of things. You see some big smokers. Some smokers from Oklahoma that weigh about 600 pounds, and they look like a locomotive.
Now, who's buying that?
You know, strangely enough, local people. I sent somebody to Alaska. There's people all over like these. Not too many, but there are people that have the interest in them. They have to have them.
Right.
You'll also see a big apple press, just a seasonal display.
Yeah.
You'll see some large wind chimes. Why? I'm not sure. I just like
well,
them.
It's good to have the wind chimes too.
Well, it's music soothes the savage
Sure.
beast. So as you're cooking and the...
Because it can be a very zen thing when you're out there on the grill as well. Bruce, this has been so cool. I want to thank you so much for stopping by and showing us this and telling us a little bit about what it is that you're doing. It's very unique.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
A lot of fun. All right, check out the store. Now, coming up, we're going to talk about the Molly Bish Center. The executive director, Dave Tuttle, is with us, and that's just a minute away right here on Wake Up Worcester. Visit Girton Graphics and Awards for all your custom design needs. Located on Southbridge Street in